IRS Tax Refund 2023 update. We have the latest numbers for you updated on the IRS.gov website. We also have the next direct deposit date shared and much more. Welcome back, everyone. So happy to have you back for another update. This information is being shared from IRS.gov, updated June 9, 2023. The IRS is reminding you that the telephone support is still open for both taxpayers and tax professionals. You can also get access to your account by going to irs.gov and logging into your account. If you don't have one, you will have to create one. You can make payments. You can check your IRS transcript online. You can also view IRS policy and forms. Remember, when you call, the representatives will have to verify your identity. Make sure you have your social security number, date of birth, individual tax identification number. If you do not have a social security number, your filing status, your prior year tax return, as well as the tax return that you're calling about, and any correspondence that you receive, any notices. If you're calling for someone else, make sure you have a verbal or written authorization to discuss the account, the taxpayer's name, social security number or ITIN number, the tax return you're calling about, as well as a valid form 8821 tax information authorization or form 2848 power of attorney. The preparer tax identification number or personal identification number will also be needed. Third parties calling for a deceased taxpayer, you will need the death certificate, the court approval letter, or IRS form 56. Also, telephone support wait times average 19 minutes. It stays here. Some telephone service lines may have longer waits. Telephone service wait times generally are higher on Mondays and Tuesdays. You can call at 1-800-829-1040 from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. local time. Now, updated also June 9th, the IRS is currently reporting 3.8 million unprocessed individual tax returns. That is a slight decrease from last week, where they reported 4 million unprocessed individual tax returns. Currently, they still have 1.7 million returns requiring correction and review, and 2.1 million are paper returns waiting to be reviewed and processed. Now, for those amended tax returns, they are steadily increased. They have increased again this week to 1.49 million unprocessed forms 1040X. That is an increase from last week, where they reported 1.47 million, and the week before, I believe it was 1.43 million. You can check out the previous updates on the tax refund playlist pinned in the comment section under each and every update. Remember, the amended returns can take 16 to 20 weeks to be processed. Example, this one was received June 5th, 2023. It can take 16 to 20 weeks. Most taxpayers are reporting they are waiting beyond 20 weeks for an update on their amended tax returns, and that is evident because the numbers are steadily increasing for those amended tax returns. Remember, you can call the Taxpayer Advocate Service at 1-877-777-4778 to get help with your delayed tax returns. Now, if you are in California, the IRS is reminding you that they send out some notices. Notice CP14 was sent out, but the IRS is stating that the current mailings being received by some taxpayers, CP14, are for taxpayers who have a balance due, and they are sent out as a legal requirement, while the notices received by taxpayers say they need to pay within 21 days. Most residents of California have until later this year to pay under the disaster declaration. So those letters were sent out because it is a requirement, but you do have until the end of this year to make those payments. These letters include a special insert that notes that the payment date listed in the letter does not apply to those covered by a disaster declaration. Okay. Now, if you miss the April payment deadline, the IRS is encouraging you to make sure to pay by June 14th to avoid larger penalties and interest. The Internal Revenue Service today encouraged taxpayers who owe unpaid taxes and missed the April 18th tax deadline to file your 2022 federal income tax return and pay any tax due by Wednesday, June 14th. Now, by law, if a return is more than 60 days late, the minimum late filing penalty, also known as failure to file penalty, is either $435 or 100% of the unpaid tax, whichever is less. This means that the penalty will equal the tax due if the taxpayer owes $435 or less. If you owe more than $435, the minimum penalty will be $435. Make sure to check on that if that applies to you. Time is running out for taxpayers missing out on $1.5 billion in refunds for 2019. So if you have not filed your 2019 tax return, if you know someone that hasn't filed, make sure to encourage them to file by July 17th. That is the cutoff date. The IRS states that they have 1.5 billion tax refunds available still for 2019. So make sure to share that with anyone who you know that has not filed their 2019 taxes. Now, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And the next direct deposit date shared is June 14th. 2023. Make sure to share with us in the comments if you did get an update for your tax refund for June 14th or any other date, and make sure you're checking your transcript to see if your interest is credited to you for the IRS processing your tax refund on timely. All right, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.